So you must always have your mind thinking forwardly. That's why the scripture saying what it's saying. Read it again, Captain.
Where there is no vision,
if you don't have the vision to think beyond where you are,
the people perish.
You will perish. You understand? So we must continue to move forward.
Hey, hold on a second, because that is an excellent question. I want to deal with something right quick. I want to address something right quick. Because why is it that a lot of young men fall into gangs in the first place? Let's deal with the real problem at hand. Why do you think that is? And give me Sirach 30. I'm going to show you something.
It started off from in the house.
Absolutely. Okay. But what's missing in the house?
A father.
A father? Okay. Okay. So how does a father missing in the house lead to being in a gang violence?
He gotta stop his son from getting in the streets. He can't guide his son.
Okay, but what is the son looking for?
He's looking for somebody to guide him, protect.
There you go. He's looking for somebody to guide him and protect him, right? All right, check this out. Give me that in Sirach chapter 30, verse 3. That's what I want. He'd agree with the, yeah. Check this out. Because like the officer said, the solution is the scriptures. Most of us didn't grow up with this Bible in our hand from a youth, all right? I know some of us have been gangbangers, some of us have been drug dealers, things of that nature, all right? So we was part of the problem. But then you got to become part of what? The solution, right? Either you're going to be part of the problem or you're going to be part of the solution, right? All right, check this out.
Sirach chapter 30 and verse 3. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy.
So now, it says, he that teacheth his son. In order for you to teach your son, you got to do what? You got to be present. Right, absolutely. Now, why is it that we have so many relationships where the man is not present with the child? Hold that, give me Sirach 6 and 7. We're going to show you. Because I kind of want to go through here. It's a deeper problem than just once he becomes a gangbanger. You understand what I'm saying? There's steps that led to that, right?
Oh, you can't have a connection with God neither.
That's absolutely right. Check this out. Read this.
Sirach chapter 6 and verse 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first.
So now, in the steps before it, let me ask you something. You married? You got a girlfriend? You got children? You got children. You got one?
Got a little girl.
A little girl. Now, you're not married, but you got a child, right? Many of us did that. But the scriptures tell us how we supposed to build a family. Because you said, with the father missing, then that opens it up for a young man to get into gangs, right? All right, read that again.
If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first.
So now that friend, in this context, what we're going into is leading into marriage. Okay? Because when you look at our neighborhoods and our communities, regardless of what city, what country, what state you in, are we not living the same way? If you go to Houston, we live in the same way. You go to Compton, we live in the same way. You go to Cincinnati, we live in the same way. Is that true or not? True, right? Because these curses affect God's people. So we got to return back to what God taught us to do. You understand? Read that again.
If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first.
So now, let's go through some steps to marriage, because the steps to marriage is going to help build a strong family. All right? Let's go. Read on.
And be not hasty to credit him.
And don't be hasty to credit. What's some ways a man can be hasty to credit a young lady that he wants to sleep with?
Take her to eat.
Okay, but when it says hasty to credit, like there's some things that you see that make you wanna, I wanna get with you.
Ass, titties, face.
Okay, so don't be what? Read that again.
Be not hasty to credit him.
Don't be so hasty to credit, because you know what? Looking at the ass and the titty, what's gonna happen? You ain't giving no thought to, is this marriage material? is this woman gonna be worthy of me planting my seed in and raising my shorties?
Bring it out.
You understand what I'm saying? I ain't took no time yet to investigate what her upbringing is, what her mama is like. I'm hasty to credit based on what I see. Go ahead, read it again.
Sirach, chapter 6 and verse 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first.
So this is the first step, because now you're not even thinking long term about your child being a gangbanger. Right now, you're just thinking about your own ride, right? Read on.
And be not hasty to credit him.
Read.
For some man is a friend for his own occasion.
That's what sisters. They can be a friend for their own occasion. She can be there for what profits her, but not for the long run. You know what I'm saying? Like, she might be there because, you know what, tonight I'll lay down with you because you got some good weed. You know what I'm saying? You spending on me. You taking me out to eat. You buying me some drinks. But tomorrow, another brother might be doing the same thing, and she don't want to deal with you no more. But you know what? Then she come back 9 months later and she tell you what? She pregnant.
You know.
Right? Go ahead, read on.
For some man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of thy trouble. And there is a friend who, being turned to enmity and strife, will discover thy reproach.
Now there's a friend that when they get angry with you, they're gonna discover your secrets.
You know.
You understand what I'm saying? So what we're going over right here is the process of actually establishing a relationship the right way. Right? So let's go back to Sirach 30 and 3. This is why I went there first. Sirach 30 and 3.
Sirach chapter 30 and verse 3. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy.
So now we fast forward. You went through the proving process, okay? And you establish a relationship for marriage. Now you start having children. You understand? Because now you got a stable environment. That makes sense? So now, what's going on, my brothers? Now we got a stable environment. And in that stable environment, guess who the head is? You. And guess what she's supposed to do? Follow up under you. You understand? What we teaching is, the brother got an excellent question about why we got so many gangbangers. Why our community is out of control. You understand? Read that again.
Sirach chapter 30 and verse 3. He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy.
So now it says, he that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy. You know one way we grieve the enemy? What did a lot of our people just celebrate last night?
Bring it out.
New Year's.
Right.
We be out firing off guns, getting drunk, getting high, in the midst of idolatry.
Bring it out.
But when you teach your son the right way, your son ain't gonna be participating in none of that foolishness. Did you celebrate Christmas? When you teach your son the right way according to the scriptures, your son ain't gonna be in the midst of that.
Right.
You understand? How many of our people will go broke to buy Christmas gifts? Not even paying rent. You understand? Is that true? Right. But that's a burden that's been put on our people. We're not supposed to be celebrating Christmas. We are the Israelites, brother. This is why we always have to let our people know who we are. All right? When you see that these are the 12 tribes, and you identify with these 12 tribes and the condition that we in, we are the Israelites. And the Israelites were never supposed to be keeping Christmas. You understand? So when it says, he that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy. Check this out. What's your name, bro? Mario? All right, listen up. Read on.
He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy. And before his friends he shall rejoice of him.
And before his friends he shall rejoice, right? Go ahead.
Though his father die.
So now, even if you die, go ahead.
Yet he is as though he were not dead.
It's like you didn't even die. Why?
For he hath left one behind him that is like himself.
That is what?
That is like himself.
So now, hold on. In a single mother household, where you got sons that are disconnected from their fathers, do they fit that? Read that last verse again.
For he hath left one behind him that is like himself.
Can we say that's true? If the son is growing up without his father, he don't have the same characteristics, or at least they not nurtured.
You know.
Right? Because that mother is not nurturing that characteristic of that son. You understand? So now that son has a void. Does that make sense? He's empty because there's something he's missing, which is his father, right? Give me that in Isaiah 3. We're coming back. We're coming back because the question you got is an excellent question. But the thing is that we got to attack the root of the cause. Okay? Let's read that. Isaiah 3 and 12. Check this out.
Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 12.
Uh-huh.
As for my people, children are their oppressors.
Now, wait a minute. Listen to how the Bible states this. God says, as for my people. That means all people are not God's people. Read that again.
As for my people.
As for my people.
Children are their oppressors.
There's your gangs. There's your gang violence right here. We're reading about it. Read it again.
As for my people, children are their oppressors.
How do children oppress us? How do children oppress us, Snoop? How do children oppress the black community?
Because when baby starts coming, now you trying to focus on taking care of this child. You got to do what you got to do. Even if it's going to do something illegal.
Okay, even if it's going to do something illegal, right? So, read on.
As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them.
And what?
And women rule over them.
Is that not single mother households? We reading about it in the Bible. Go ahead.
O my people, they which lead thee,
these women that are leading us, go ahead,
cause thee to err.
They cause us to err. And then these are the same offspring many times that are in gangs. Does that make sense to you? You with me? Go back to Sirach. Go back to Sirach. I'm almost done with, but I want you to get the whole picture. Right now, this is idleness. Right now, this is idleness. Because I'm gonna show you something. A lot of times we refer to ourselves, we look back in our history, we know we was kings, right? A king. Is a king sitting around getting high? Nah, because a king is actually running things, right? A king has a kingdom to rule, right? So all this idleness, that's not befitting of kings or gods, is it? We gotta raise our mindset. But the way we're gonna do that is coming back here. All right, go ahead and read what you got.
Book of Sirach, chapter 33 and verse 27. Send him to labor.
Send him to what?
Send him to labor.
You see that? We're supposed to put the young man to labor. Go ahead.
That he be not idle.
That he be not idle. Because idleness teaches much wickedness. That's why you can sit around. Matter of fact, let's get an example of idleness. Give me that in Proverbs 1 and 10. We're going to give you an example going back to the gangbanging. Proverbs chapter 1 verse 10. All right? This is what you do when you idle. All right? You think about how you're going to hit a lick. Right? Is that, hey, wait, you're laughing. Is that not what happened when you idle? Let's read it in the Bible.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 10. My son, if sinners entice thee,
if what?
If sinners entice thee,
go ahead.
Consent thou not. If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood.
Let us lay wait for blood. We're going to trap this nigga. We're going to call him up. We're going to have him come to this spot because we know he the man, and we're going to rob him. Or, wait a minute, we're going to take sis and call that nigga over here to the hotel and get him to come up in the room, and then we're going to lay wait for him. Is this not what black people do? All the time, right?
Read. Let us lurk privily for the innocent without cause. Let us swallow them up alive.
Now you see where we're reading this from, right? Why our pastors ain't never read this to us? We're reading about gangbanging in the Bible, bro.
Bring it out.
This is how you know that the Bible is for black people. All right? The Israelites, we are black and Hispanic people. Right. This is our book. Go ahead, read on.
Let us swallow them up alive as the grave, and whole as those that go down into the pit. We shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil. Cast in thy lot among us. Let us all have one purse. My son.
Now listen to this. This is what you're supposed to be teaching your son. Go ahead.
My son, walk not thou in the way with them.
My son what?
Walk not thou in the way with them.
Now we just read that Our people are ruled by children and women, single mother households, right? It said, they that lead thee cause thee to err, because we're not getting that discipline. Who do you fear in the house? You fear mama or you fear daddy?
I grew up in a single parent house.
So now, when you have a father in the house, a lot of times, you know what the mother says? Wait till your daddy get home.
Bring it out.
Why would she say wait till your daddy get home? Because she know that's where the discipline is. You understand? Read that again.
My son, walk not thou in the way with them.
So now this is the instructions of a father. Hey, don't follow them. You understand? I'm raising you better than that. Go ahead.
Refrain thy foot from their path, for their feet run to evil.
Their feet what?
For their feet run to evil.
Because while they idle, guess what they doing? They plotting. And then it say after that plot, their feet run to evil. They go and actually, that plan that they done came up with, that plot, now it's time to put it in action. Right? Go ahead, read on.
And make haste to shed blood.
And to make haste to shed blood. Drop that, give me Exodus 23 and verse 2. So now, what else should we be doing? I'm going to give you another thing that we should be doing in our neighborhoods. That's missing, that's lacking. Read that first, and then give me Leviticus 5 and 1.
The book of Exodus, chapter 23 and verse 2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil.
Wait a minute, what the Bible say?
Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil.
Thou shalt not follow a multitude, that's your gangs, a multitude to do evil. So just because you see others coming up by doing wickedness, don't mean that you're supposed to be following them. But now, this is what we're supposed to be doing. Leviticus 5 and 1. When you know of evil being done, you're supposed to say something. Because if you don't, you're just as guilty. Read.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 5 and verse 1. And if a soul sin and hear the voice of swearing, and is a witness, whether he hath seen or known of it, if he do not utter it.
If he do not what?
If he do not utter it.
So if you do not speak about this evil that you know is going on, go ahead.
Then he shall bear his iniquity.
You just as guilty. You might as well be the one on the corner. That's what the Bible is telling us. See, we've been taught snitches get stitches. That's contrary to what the scriptures say. And you know what? Some of us used to live that. But that's contrary to what the scriptures say. All right, last one. Give me Hosea chapter 4, verse 1. And then Zeph, you come back up. Hosea chapter 4 and verse 1. We're going to read about some more of this black on black crime. Because you say, what should we do? We're giving you solutions now out of the Bible. That's why I went through the whole scenario about marriage and raising a stable environment for that child. What's going on, bro? Check this out. We're going to deal with your question just a second. Check this out. Read that.
The book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 1.
Hey, bro, is it black on black crime in our communities? Is it black on black crime in our communities? You don't know? Hey, you ain't never heard of no crime in your community?
Yeah, man.
All right. So look. Check it out. We're reading about it in the Bible. Read that.
Book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 1. Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel.
So it says, hear the word of the Lord, you children of Israel. You see that the Bible is not talking about African Americans. It's not talking about blacks. Read it again.
Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel.
So now the Bible is speaking to the children of Israel, so-called blacks and Hispanics. Read.
For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land.
You know what it means to have a controversy with somebody? You know what that means, Snoop? What does that mean to have a controversy with someone? It's like you got beef with somebody. All right, I got a problem with you. Read that again.
Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land.
So now the Lord has a problem with us. He has a problem with us. Because he said we holy people. But we don't live like holy people. Read.
Because there's no truth.
There's no what?
There's no truth.
Go ahead.
Nor mercy.
Nor mercy. Are we unmerciful people to each other? We just seen two brothers down here beating the hell out of each other a half hour ago. Read.
Nor knowledge of God in the land.
Nor knowledge of God in the land. Go ahead.
by swearing.
So now, you see that? Now, therefore, right on time, the Lord bring props. Right on time. Read.
By swearing, and lying, and killing,
and stealing, all things black people do,
and committing adultery.
They
break out, and blood touches blood.
You know what blood touches blood is? Black on black crime.
Bring it out.
All right, we reading about it right here.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.